Oh, what's going on, Canna fam? Travs Dabs here. Yeah, I'm just editing this Sunday's episode of Get to the Joint. Super excited for you guys to see that one. You gotta go check that out. But in the meantime, I'm getting a little tired. That being said, I still want to keep my high going, but I feel like if I dab anymore, I might be down for the count. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make myself a coffee. But I think I'm gonna take that coffee and elevate it a little bit, get to the joint style. And that means taking a little something special from off the infusion shelf here. Now, I've never been partial to things like RSO being in syringes because it looks pretty rough, honestly. Let's not beat around the bush. But it is nice for dosing. It has measurement lines on it, so it does have its purpose, though maybe not aesthetically pleasing or something you might whip out in public. You know, while we're walking to the kitchen, why don't we take a look at our plant real quick? Oh, crinkle bird looking fantastic. The official Get to the Joint plant is looking beautiful in week 6. All right, back to the mission at hand. We've got our syringe up here, and this is Travs Dabs style coffee, so we're not getting out of control. This is super simple. This is one of my favorite recipes for the pure fact that it's as easy as possible, man. I'm gonna use my little water boiling kettle here. You can obviously use a stove. You can use a microwave. Do whatever you want. Just get some hot water. Next, you gotta grab your favorite mug. I'm no coffee snob, so this is what we're working with. Little taster's choice from Nescafe. Easy peasy. Just gonna do a good little one and a half scoops. Like I said, dosing with this is super easy. This has 0.1 marked through there, and that's separated into 5 increments. So that would be, I guess, 0.02 of each increment. If we do the math, this is about an 800 milligram RSO syringe. Divide that down, that's probably about 8 milligrams per 0.01. So this being set to the 0.02, it's 60 milligrams per line. So if we dose it by that, we're gonna go 1 tick, give ourselves 16 milligrams in the coffee. Because again, we're not trying to get faded. We got stuff to do tonight. We just wanna get a little high and keep our night going. This would be great in the morning if you got stuff to do and take care of and you just wanna get a little elevated. Or if you just wanna unwind and have a nice nighttime nightcap coffee, man. I don't know, the world's your oyster. So to make this nice and easy, we're gonna take our spoon and our syringe and just simply apply it directly to the tip of the dry spoon. Give a little swirly dirly to get off of the end there. And there, we've got our coffee ready RSO. Ready to stir this right up. So for the infusion portion, timing is very important. So we're gonna pour in our boiling hot water into the cup, and to stir that, we're going to use the spoon that we already tipped with the RSO we are infusing into here. That temperature is going to let that RSO melt and infuse as best as it can into this water while still maintaining its resinous tendencies. It's going to want to collect, it's going to want to get together, so that's why I go in as hot as possible and I stir it with the coffee grounds in there just to make it disappear. Again, you could just do this with your hot coffee if you're doing something nice, if you're going with, like, I don't know, some Turkish style or some real coffee. Again, you want to look at the spoon, make sure nothing's on there. I give it a little extra stirrage just to make sure, but the goal is full melt into the actual coffee so that you're not chewing on chunks of RSO while you're drinking it. Then you just got to grab your favorite creamer. Got my bougie Starbucks non-dairy caramel macchiato. We're gonna throw this into the coffee, and I'll show you what happens to the RSO when you do that. So if you take a look now, you don't see nothing. Of course, it's black coffee, RSO is dark, so nothing really to see. But we're gonna go ahead and pour in this creamer. And yes, I like a generous amount of creamer. Give it a stir, and we'll see how much of that RSO starts to show itself in this coffee. You see those beads starting to pop up there, bouncing around. We got 1 or 2 bubbles, but some of them, that's a lot of RSO, so I'll keep going with the stir. Obviously, the creamer is going to cool down the coffee, but that's why, I mean, you're going to end up with something. It's inevitable. It's not perfect. What RSO is, again, being whatever I guess you'd call oil-based, it's not going to be water-soluble. It's not going to disappear. So you give it the best you can. Keep stirring it. I keep the spoon with it, so that you can keep pushing the pieces down as they rise to the surface like that. Boom. And just like that, we're back down in the studio. Now we have ourselves hot coffee, ready to give us some energy and give us a little caffeine action. Maybe that's not your vice, but for me, it certainly is. But we've got a little RSO in there. We got some THC action to go with it. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And like I said, the nice thing is you can do this with so many different types of hot drinks. You can do it with tea. You can do it with other types of tea. You can do it with different coffee. But the point is, you can also infuse it with RSO, FICO, distill it if you want to. You have, the world is really your oyster. You can really combine it to be whatever your drink preference is. Just know you're not going to typically get a perfect dissolvement into your drink of choice, but you're going to get a good one. You're going to have a good time, and you're going to get high in the process. This has always been one of my favorite ways to consume cannabis and to get high. Again, if I'm trying to not smoke, if I'm taking a smoke break, whatever. This gives you a nice different option. It's an edible without being something to chew on. Kind of sip on it, kind of ride that out a little bit, elevate low and slow. Or you can go fast with it, man. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't squirt a whole syringe in here. That's probably not the most efficient way for you to do it. Seems to be more for the moderate sippers, more for the people that like their edibles low and slow. You know, me and my dabs, but with edibles, I gotta take it easy. All right, CannaQuestt, this has been Travs Dabs for Get to the Joint. I appreciate you being here till the very end. Drop a comment down below. Have you ever had infused coffee before? If so, what's your winning combination? What gets you elevated, medicated, and satiated? Drop a comment, hit that like button, subscribe, do everything we always ask you to do, and we'll catch you in the next video. CannaQuestt, we appreciate you being here to the end. Peace. Oh, come on. Like I wasn't gonna dab?